Hey, don't bother with school today, love. Come down the hospital with me. Visit your mum and the little fella.
What, and listen to us spout off how adoption's a good thing? No thanks, I'd rather be at school.
Oh, there'll be no more talk like that, believe me. She's not the only one with us saying all this.
Yeah, well, my dad can hardly do much from prison, can he?
Morning, Dad.
Hey, son.
Are you going to see Steph? Sure no one messes with the Dingles?
No, not today, son.
Aye.
Hey, unless you go and ask Steph for your job back, you can put that right back where you found it.
Well, go and beg for me job back. Don't talk daft.
Yeah, Steph's the one who should be begging me Dad.
Yeah, that's right. She's took my job. I'm not going to let her take my dignity as well.
Right, well, then you won't be needing that, will you?
No, you don't understand it. It's for petrol and some cigarettes.
Oh, you're going to see Kane. Well, what good will that do?
Give him a chance to have his say. And then I'm going to go and see Charity and give her a piece of my mind.
She ought to be at the hospital with her mother. I bet the visiting hours are far more civilised than the prison Charity's normally looked up in.
Maybe she's on her way there, choosing Charity magazine.
Vivian, my sweet, what are you doing?
Maybe you might need some help choosing the right magazine. You on the way to the hospital?
No, actually, I'm not. Not that it's any of your business, Viv.
No, well, I can't say I blame you with your mother being a murderer. Still, what about your baby brother?
My mum is innocent. And even if she wasn't, it won't stop me from seeing her. I'm not going because my mum's decided to give him away. All right.
Give it away? I don't know why your mother keeps having children. It's obvious she doesn't want them.
Mrs. Hope, she didn't mean it.
Well, she's right, isn't she?
Imagine. Mother, murderess. Kane Dingle is the father. I'd be begging them to give me away.
Ah, Jarvis and etc. Have you all made an appointment? Shelley, get me a cup of coffee, please.
We demand you reinstate Zach Dingle.
On a 4 weeks' pay.
I see. I see you're asking me to reinstate a man who ridiculed my authority and left his workstation without prior notice.
He went to pick Debbie up. It were an emergency.
Speaking of which, why isn't he here asking for his job back?
Well, it's not up to him to beg for his job back off you. Oh, Eric won't be very happy about this.
It's not right. It's unfair dismissal. Law requires you to give 3 warnings.
Thank you, Shelley. And I did. All 3 came just before lunch. Now, we've got a deadline to meet. So I suggest you all scurry back to your workstations like good little worker ants.
Fine. If you insist on doing it a bit book, then so will we.
Fine. Chop, chop.
Zach, what a pleasant surprise.
Couple of packets of fags, please, Viv.
And what about a nice bunch of flowers for Charity and the new baby?
No, thanks.
Yeah, you're right. Flowers aren't really suitable when she's going to give the baby away.
Who'll tell you that?
Debbie.
She seemed very upset.
Well, it's to be expected, really, seeing as Charity keeps abandoning all her children.
If I were you, I'd make sure I got my facts straight before I started spreading malicious gossip.
I'm only saying what I hear.
You hear this? There isn't going to be any adoption. Kane's son will be brought up at home, where he belongs.
Kane's son. Are you absolutely positive about this?
Mrs. Hope.
Well, just get me facts straight.
Any more talk like that, and you'll have me to answer to.
Oh, I just remembered. I promised Scott I'd drop some nappies round for him for Jean.
Mrs. Hope, please don't get involved and cause any more trouble.
Oh, honestly, Emily, sometimes you've got such a suspicious mind.
What are you staring at?
Nothing.
Aren't you going to ask how my brother is? Don't insult me by pretending that you care.
Teenagers these days, they can be so rude. Still, I suppose with her mother in prison, she's finding it very hard to adapt to the idea of the adoption.
Adoption?
Yes. Bit like you and our Jean, really, except you changed your mind and uprooted the poor thing all over again.
I don't think it's your place to judge me.
We're talking about my granddaughter here. Besides, I can't help my maternal instincts, can I? And you know, My Scott was premature. I guess some babies can't stand to stay inside their mother any longer than absolutely necessary. Where's Debbie?
Oh, someone about a test at school. She didn't want to miss it.
Well, I haven't changed my mind if that's why you're here.
I'm not here to argue. Now, I know things look rough at the moment, but me and Lisa want you to know that we're here, that we're ready to help you. Dingles don't turn their backs on you.
Well, you're wasting your breath, Zach. Because giving this baby up is the right thing to do. And there's nought you can say that'll make me change my mind.
Huh? Well, there's no you can say that'll make me leave here before I've made you see sense.
Let me guess. You failed the homework I helped you with and now you want payback.
No, it's nothing really. I was just passing.
Congratulations on your new brother, by the way.
Yeah, well, not really much to celebrate, is there? Mum's decided to give him up for adoption.
I see.
Well, go on then. I know you're dying to give me the church's view.
I'm sorry. Well, maybe sometimes it's the right thing to do. I mean, you turned out okay.
Yeah, but it was different with me. Mum was only 13 when I was born. She had no one. And she got Zach, Lisa, my dad. Do anything to take care of that baby.
Now, I guess from the other side of a prison cell, it might not feel like that. I wouldn't blame your mom if she felt alone, even though she's had you visiting her every day. You didn't go today.
Well, no, I didn't, because I was angry with her.
Well, that's not a good excuse. She'd probably prefer you there yelling and screaming at her than not showing up at all.
Yeah, maybe. Fine, I'll go and visit her. But you can give me a lift.
Oh, yeah, I suppose I can take you.
But on one condition. I'd pick the music.
What about the baby, Zach? It wouldn't be fair on him, would it? Growing up with his mother behind bars, what kind of child is that for a lad? And what about Debbie? She'll wind up babysitting it when she should be going out getting a life of her own.
Oh, don't talk daft. It wouldn't be like that. Kane will see to it.
Oh, yeah, because Kane will be over at Moon, won't he? He's hardly Mr. Responsibility, is he?
Well, that's not what he told me this morning.
You went to see him behind my back?
Look, if he wasn't in prison, he would be here now instead of me, trying to talk some sense into you. He is a good father. And you've seen what he's like with Debbie.
You're right, he's a wonderful father. That's why he went and got himself locked up. And leaving you and Lisa to look after Debbie, his daughter.
For crying out loud. He's only in prison because of you. Because he was doing his best to try and keep the family together to protect you. And you're doing your best to try and break it all up. You owe him charity, and he deserves the right to bring
Zach,
up his own
I owe him
child.
nothing. Chances are it's not even his anyway. Face it, Zach. There is every possibility that your grandson's a Tate. And that changes everything, doesn't it? Oh, think about it, Zach. Would you really want to raise a Tate? Of course you wouldn't. You'd end up hating him. You won't be able to stop yourself. Well, I don't want this kid growing up where it's not wanted.
He is wanted. Dad wants him, I want him, and so do you. It's not Chris's, I know he ain't.
Right, that's it. No more games, Charity. You have to have one of them tests.
No! This is my baby, and I won't have Kane or any Tate telling me what to do, right?
You stubborn mare. You're just letting your pride get in the way of doing what's right.
Like I said, this is my decision.
No, that's where you're wrong. All I ever wanted was to belong to a family. I know what it's like to wonder who your real parents are. And now you want to put my brother through exactly the same thing. But you can't. I won't let you.
Right. You can have your stupid paternity test. And then will you both just let me be?
If it's a Tate, you can do what you like. But when I prove that baby is Kane's son, he will be brought up by the Dingles.